mark eraser again. So as we said, now we are going to study about connective tissue as we already finished epithelial tissue. So connective tissue actually connects bone to bone, muscle to bone and binds the tissues. And its main function is binding, supporting, packaging. And also cells are very less in number, means they are also very loosely spaced and they are embedded in homogeneous extracellular matrix, and this matrix may be jelly-like, fluid, dense or rigid substance. And actually connective tissue, they are divided into types like jelly-like matrix, solid matrix, fluid matrix. Under jelly-like matrix, we are having the two types like loose connective tissue and dense regular connective tissue. And under loose connective tissue, it is areolar loose connective tissue and adipose loose connective tissue. And under dense regular connective tissue, it is tendons and ligaments. And the solid matrix, we are actually having skeletal tissue, that is the cartilage and our bone. And the fluid matrix, we are having the fluid connective tissue or the vascular tissue, and it is the blood and the limbs. And the loose connective tissue is actually made of carbohydrates, proteins, and also it has three types of protein fibers, that is the white collagen, yellow elastin, reticular fibers, more matrix, and it has less fibers in this case as it has more matrix. And also the functions of the main connective tissues are, it is the supporting and packing tissue between the organs lying in the body cavity, and it connects the skin to the underlying muscles as it binds various structures with one another in such a way as to prevent their dislocation while allowing limited movements. And in this, the occurrence is between the skin and the muscles, around the blood vessels and the nerves, and in the bone marrow is the main occurrences. And also coming to the areolar. Areolar tissue, we are having fibroblasts, mast cells, plasma cells, macrophages, adipose, and these all are the various type of cells present in them. And also in adipose, it is a collection of the adipocytes, means oval fat cells. So saying about the areolar tissue, I already told their functions just ago. So now coming to adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is actually occurred in the abundant, it is below the skin. That means it between the internal organs and inside the yellow bone marrow. It also provides cushion around the eyes, heart, kidneys and blood vessels. And the functions are, it serves as a fat reservoir, and it also acts as an insulator and reduces heat loss from the body, and it regulates the body's temperature. And also it is also known as dense. Means actually dense, we have the dense regular connective tissue, that is mentioned here as dense. And they have more fibers, less matrix. For example, we have given tendons and ligaments. And now after that we are coming down to the skeleton, and the skeletal means the skeletal tissue, that is the cartilage and bone. And the special resident cells are present in the skeletal, that are the chondroblasts and the osteoblasts. And also under that the cartilage, it is three types, that are the hyaline cartilage, yellow elastic cartilage, white fibrous cartilage. And in bone, the bone cells are known as osteocytes, and they are embedded in hard matrix made of osseous protein, and they are mainly the osseous protein, and they have many other structures there. And it is actually in the matrix in the form of their concentric layers called lamellae and the Haversian system, and it is actually a structural unit of the mammalian long bone, and these are interconnected by the transverse channels called Volkmann channel. And also the individual spaces in the osteocytes are known as lacunae, and this is the 1:1 ratio, that is the osteocytes and lacunae are 1:1 in the ratio, and this turns to the fine radiating channels known as canaculi, and with the help of this sites and the osteocytes, it contacts with the other osteocytes, that is because of this canaculi. And also coming to the fluid or vascular tissue, that is the fluid connective tissue or the vascular tissue, two types, blood and lymph. Under that we are first going to the blood. It contains blood plasma, that is around 55%, and the blood corpuscle cells, that is 45%. And also in this it contains the RBC, means erythrocytes, WBC leukocytes, and platelets, that is thrombocytes. And the pH of blood is 7.4, and the water forms 90 to 92% of the plasma. And the lymph are colorless fluid, and they have two parts like plasma, and they have a floating WBC. And now we are going back to the functions. First, we are saying the functions of the dense regular connective tissue. They are a fibrous connective tissue with more fibers and less matrix, as we mentioned. And the tendons are strong, inelastic, white fiber tissues that join the skeletal muscles to bones. They have great strength, but the flexibility is limited. And the ligaments are the elastic structures which connect one bone to other. And also coming down to the skeletal tissue, there are the cartilage. The cartilage functions are it provides support and flexibility to the body parts, and the hiding cartilage in the tracheal rings prevent collapse of the trachea, and it also prevents the frictional wear and tear of the bone tips by forming their articular surfaces. That is, it smoothens the bone surface at joints. And the bone, I'm just saying a few main functions. They provide the shape to the body, and the bones from the endoskeleton in the human beings and other vertebrates, except the sharks and some other animals where the skeleton is actually made up of our cartilage, and also the bones from the framework of the body, and they also provide surface for attachments to many muscles. And now we are coming down to the occurrence in the blood. Actually, the blood flows in blood vessels called arteries, veins and capillaries, which are connected together to form the circulatory system. And also their functions are, it transports nutrients, hormones and vitamins to the different tissues, and transports excretory products from the tissues to the liver and kidney. And also the RBC carry oxygen from respiratory organ to the tissues and bring back carbon dioxide from the tissues to the respiratory organ. And the WBC protects us from the diseases either by engulfing and destroying foreign bodies or by producing the antibodies. And also we have completed it. Now we are coming back to the fact. As I told in the old video, we are having the fact. So the fact is the sprain. Sprain is caused in the legs, and it is caused by the excessive pulling of the ligaments. Actually, we talked about the ligaments in the dense regular connective tissue. And also the periscrotum, it contains the osteoblasts. Also the platelets, the percentage in the blood numbers is 1,50,000 to 3,50,000 millimeter cube of platelets. And the study of tissues is termed as histology, and this term was introduced actually by Mayer. And I think you have enjoyed the session, and this is all for connective tissue, and we will be discussing muscular and nervous tissue on the upcoming videos. So if you like this video, just subscribe, comment and just share your feedbacks to us. And also thank you. It is signing off by the Spark Racer.